Welcome to FUEL. FUEL stands for Finance, Unity, Empowerment, Legacy. Join Dennis and Mac as they continue their conversation on financial language, part 2.
If you know one language, you're American. If you, if you know two, you're smart. If you know three, you're a genius. So think about that when the next time you go out and you speak the, I'm gonna call it Ebonics. Forgive me for that. That's the Caucasian term for we don't want to speak the way you speak. So if there's any Caucasians on here right now, hey, that's just the way it is. When we want to know, when we want each other to know something, we don't want to share it. We speak in a foreign language, which is foreign to you. It's not foreign to us. It's not Ebonics to us. It is just you don't know what we're saying, and we don't want you to. So don't take it personal. But
hey, look. I keep cutting you off, so I apologize. But you know
because he's a preacher.
No. I'm not gonna preach this time. I promise you. But it just all reminded me of the fact that many of the songs that we call hymns now were really communications for directions on the what am I trying to say now?
I don't know. I say ginkgo biloba.
Whatever.
Just take as much as you need to get your mind right.
No, but
yeah, a lot of hidden messages in the songs.
Yeah.
And people could pick it up. Not all people could pick it up and know. We're meeting by the bridge at midnight.
That's it.
Waiting in the water. I'll be there.
That's it. Yeah.
So now we got a financial language.
That's right.
Will you hear it? And will you understand? Because troubles don't last always, but they do come. You're either in something deep, you're getting ready to get in something, or you're getting out of something. And you have to prepare. It's like in time of plenty, you save for time of famine. Of course, with our system has changed from farming, agrarian to industrial, so we don't really see those cycles that much. But they've dropped the market 3 times in my lifetime. And I think I might make it to a fourth one. So we do suffer cycles. There was the Great Depression. It was 2001, 2007. And boy, what do you call this? 2019?
Yeah.
That is 4. And this one's not even over yet. So we had to learn a new financial language. When I was growing up, it was go to school, get a job, get a 401k. Those things no longer hold because Social Security can't even take care of you no more. So you absolutely have to learn the language of finance, so you can meet us at the river at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. And that's been the beauty of this journey. And that's why we need to encourage people to really be open to educating themselves, because it's a beautiful language, man. If you can get into the finance language, and I'm still learning every day about that language, but it's a wonderful process. I'm trying to get to that genius status, right? So I got the English down, of course. I'm working on the Spanish, and now I'm trying to get that finance thing going, so I can be a genius.
And musician.
Oh gosh, well that's a whoa. That's sign language and verbal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So part of the inspiration of doing FUEL is that, we try to blend in our personal lives and stories into something that's relevant. So even though you might hear me and Dennis today talking about music and our families and taking care of our parents and being caregivers and all that kind of thing, there's undercover code that we're really trying to expose here. And is that undercover code is that if you don't have a plan of action for your family, which includes that financial piece, then man, you ain't speaking any language. And you're going to suffer because of that. So, you know, when first my father his health started to fail, was when I really got my introduction into that financial language. And I'm telling you, man, when we started looking for areas of, you know, care facilities that could handle him with the issues that he had at that point, it was going to literally bankrupt us. Everything that my parents had worked so hard for, I mean, it would have been gone in less than a year based upon what the system wanted me to do. So I had to start to learn that language. And it was like, you know how people end up doing their GEDs? It's like trying to learn 3 or 4 years of information, like in a few months, to be able to, you know, navigate those waters. Because let me tell you guys, from everywhere from the attorney's office to probate to the courts to the care facilities, I don't care how beautiful it sounds, they want your money and they want all of it. Even if they have to attach your house to it, they are going to get theirs. So you're going to have to figure out a system in order to work around that, so that you can still provide the proper care for your loved ones who need you, but at the same time, still be able to create a legacy for those who will come after you. So that whole process for me, man, I'm still going through it now that my father's passed, but my mother's still very much alive, but her health is in decline. It's that same thing, you know, but it took work. It took learning that language. You know, you and Dr. Jackie, who just decided to be MIA today because she figured she had a life. Go figure that she, out of the 3 of us, deserved to even go somewhere and have fun or whatever she's doing, Dennis. I mean, it ain't even fair, right? But here we are, leaving us to have to hold down the fort. But, you know, to the point is that, you know, without the 2 of you guys, you know, coming in like perfect timing, I don't know where I would be today, honestly. So it's made me aware of all of the options that are out there that can be taken advantage of. So I just want to encourage our audience, you know, to not be afraid or to think that it's a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. The only stupid thing is when you don't ask the questions.
Yeah. Well, you know, imagine this. You're a child and you send your children to school, maybe a better way to look at it. And they're learning that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Okay, that's a lie. They're learning that all of us, I'm not gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna say that Christopher Columbus discovered America. I'll stay at that one, which is a lie. But they don't teach them nothing about finance. They barely want to teach them how to write in cursive. Oh. Matter of fact, I think they stopped there.
They stopped.
But they don't teach them nothing. I didn't learn how to write a check until college. And I went to a prep school. So if you don't know what a prep school, that is preparation for college. But they didn't prepare me for life. You know, I went to Howard, and you know, I call it the School of Hard Knocks. Yeah, I had to learn a lot of things about being by myself really fast. Mm-hmm. You know, writing my own checks, getting my own job. That's where I met Lewis, working my way through college.
Yeah,
My, my father, he dropped me off at Crampton University, handed me $50 and said, "See you." And I'm like, what? I didn't know where to go on campus for nothing. So it was a interesting time for me, to go from where everyone's doing everything for you to where you're doing everything for yourself. But the importance of financial education, it follows us through our whole lives. It affects every decision we make. You remember if you're old enough, you remember penny candy. And if you're a little younger, you remember dime candy. But now, well, not even now, if you're a little younger than that, you remember 50-cent candy. And now I think it's dollar candy.
Yeah.
We used to get 10 for a penny, then 1 for a penny, or 2 for 5 cents, or whatever the numbers changed to. So, but the thing was, we learned to disrespect the penny. Yeah, it takes up a lot of space. But if you double a penny, or you double, that 1 cent every day for 31 days, you'll have $11 million. Because compounding is logarithmic. So basically all that means is in the beginning, it's not going to look that good. But as time goes on, it will change your life. And this, like I said to Mac earlier, these last 3 weeks have been a financial kick in the butt for me. And I always think that I have everything in order, but every day was something had to go out. My septic system went out. My faucet was broken. In this case, you don't know what septic is. That's the things you flush. So there was no flushing anymore. So that's an emergency. My air conditioner went out in the house, and my car is in the shop, and I need new tires. And it's like, oh, my mother, I've been taking her to the doctor every other day, and she's from another state. So I've been having to pay cash. And it's like, oh my God. And then food, man, you don't know, when you live by yourself, you can eat a month on a couple $100. But when you're taking care of somebody else, I'm go shopping every other day. And with no vehicle, you got to either get your friends to come or you got to Uber. And man, I had my daughter, yes, but she has a family. And I had my friends who were coming and taking me. And then I had friends who didn't even offer. But the point is, all these things you have to prepare for. You got to think that people have their own lives. They can't come and help you. When it comes to putting out money, you got to have it sitting there. I really wanted to be in Miami next weekend. That's a $4,000 4-day weekend. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
Only because of things. I don't have credit cards. So I know somebody said, just use your credit card. I pay cash. If I can't pay cash, I do not touch it. Only because I know the power of 27% working against me. So it's all about planning, and I planned, but I realized I didn't plan big enough, but I'm okay. And that's what we want you to be, okay. And as you can, get your investments to grow for you, you can also be okay, and you can leave a legacy. I'm giving my daughter her legacy now. I'm teaching her, I'm educating her, I'm showing her how to dot the I's and cross the T's, because that day is going to come when I'm not going to be here.
That's right.
And she's going to need to know where all the skeletons are hidden, how to deal with probate, how to contact the life insurance company and the final expense company, and what to do with the bank accounts, what to do with the stock, what can the judge take from you? Some man that don't know nothing about your life, that didn't go through the struggle with you, makes the decisions for you. If you want that to happen, don't have a will. The judge will do it for you, like Prince and Aretha Franklin, and whoever else has died recently without a will. You know, then little things that we don't think about. And, you know, I've since I'm a financial professional, I've seen people not have wills in transition, and I've seen people have wills in transition. You want to leave a will. You know, the burden of your life should not be placed on your children or your family members, your wife or your husband. It's just not right, you know. And it doesn't take but a little bit of time to go through that stuff, to figure it out, to make sure you're following the pathways.
Yeah, I'm actually, honestly, I'm actually more proponent these days of having a living trust. Um, Only because that even more so than a will can get you access to your, well, for your loved ones to get access to the money even quicker than the will can. But to your point, you ought to have something in place so that your family is not just trying to figure stuff out. You know, so I'm literally in that process right now, like getting all the account numbers, the passwords and stuff to give to that family member who is going to take care of things, just in case me or my wife are not here any longer, to be able to access all these things. And for those especially who are dealing in the blockchain or cryptocurrency direction, where you got a lot of security measures to go through, it's even more important to make sure that that information is accessible, because you can have thousands or even millions of dollars that are sitting there and the person doesn't know how to access it.
That's the
So
education part. That's why they have to be educated.
that's it.
Because the process is scary for some people. But if you keep educating, like every time my daughter comes, we have our little 20-minute sessions. I teach her one part at a time, you know, so that, you know, like for my life insurance, she doesn't have to worry about having a will or a trust. She just gets the money.
Right.
But as far as, like you said, the crypto and all, she has to figure out where it is and how to go through the process. So you can't wait until you're gone to try to teach them. You got to teach them now. And you know your children.
Mhm.
You know which child that you could teach and which one you got to leave in the dark. If you got more than 2 children, you know when they come running to you, you look at them, you be like, little Johnny gonna suffer.
Yeah. But you know, you can also, you know, even with that teaching, you can also still leave directions on how things are done. So that you know, for instance, you know, quite frankly, if my designated purpose, excuse me, my designated person were to have a challenge, I know that in certain aspects of my portfolio, I can have her reach out to you, and you would at least know the steps, right? So if she had all the coding and stuff, then you could walk her through the steps. You
That's
know,
true. That is
so
true.
all,
And
you
he's
know,
just
so
saying
all
that because he's way older than me. That's all. You know,
of, hey,
chance
look,
things
for
happen, you know.
for disclaimer purposes, I do want to say right here, right now, that even though I might have more specks of
Snow on the roof.
head, I'm the young one here, okay?
Really?
Really.
I was just born in 1940. But the whole point is that, you know, there are ways you can leave instructions on who to contact. And that's what I do with my life insurance and actually anything I own. What I did a long time ago, I had 6 houses and I just asked my daughter which house did she want. And that's the one I've been working on how to protect. The rest of them, who cares? I don't want her to go through the trouble of dealing with all those houses, you know? So
Yeah.
it's all about risk management. And that's all I work on now is risk management. You
Right.
know, do I want to give her a whole bunch of trouble? Because I've seen families fight over doilies and ceramic crap and furniture. No, That is not going to happen here. You tell me
Yeah.
what you want, I'm giving it to you now because I don't want it no more.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, for my situation, we actually have two plans because let me just be transparent. Um, Already, I'm living between two countries, so sometimes I'm in Guatemala, sometimes I'm here in the U.S. So I have a U.S. plan for end of life, and I have a Guatemala plan for end of life. So in Guatemala, um, there is no embalming. Okay, literally 24 hours after death, you are in the ground. So um, we just literally just finished paying for plot of land for both of us to do that because we're not going to have our families go through the expense of having to ship us back over to the U.S. to pay thousands of dollars to go in a pretty box to go in the ground. We're not going to do that. Rather have them have access to that money to do things they need to do. So we had that plan. Then, of course, I'm not going to get into all the details on the U.S. side, but I got a plan for that too. But the whole thing is that the people that need to know already know. I even got it planned out, man. I know I have certain songs I want done. I have a certain way that I have it wanted my time to be arranged to make it cost effective, so that they don't have to go through all of that thinking. I'm even working on the darn obituary, so they don't have because I got the dates. So they don't have to do all that. I mean, I know that this is a finance program, but even that is so important because you can spend a lot of money in finance trying to do these things as opposed to already having that knowledge and being able to take care of a lot of things for yourself. So,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of funerals cause financial trouble for people.
Oh man,
I'm trying to make it as simple for my one daughter as I can. I said, if I know my date, I'm gonna go take a cruise and jump off the ship. I said, I don't want you spending no money to no preacher. Forgive me, preachers, but at that time, I don't want her going through no crap with none of y'all. I just say, just cremate me. Do not have a funeral because I want you to celebrate my life, not my death. I want to do I wouldn't mind doing the New Orleans way, have a band, but that's it. Nothing else. Just take that money and run.
I got you.
Don't tell nobody you got it. Don't, whatever you do, because otherwise that's the time that they prey on you. And I'm sorry, anybody who's on the funeral home or whatever, put me, cremate me. I don't want no flowers. I don't want no songs. I don't want no choir. I don't want nothing. You just take that money and you live your life. It is part of my legacy to give to you, not to give to them. Sorry, guys. That's just the way I feel about it. And so it's good to have 2 points of view. Lewis wants to be buried in stockings or something. Burn me.
I ain't saying no stockings, man. No, I'm talking more memorial because, quite frankly, because I don't mind sharing this, I do plan on being cremated. So I'm not going through all of that. But a lot of times, for the family themselves, it's a time for them to reflect and things like that.
They got my phone number. They don't call me now.
I hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm just taking care of the one who's taking care of me.
I got you.
When my grandfather died, I found out I had aunts and uncles. My daughter's going to know she's the only one because there are no more children for me. And I tell her every day, there are no more children. You don't have to worry about that. It is all yours. Every drum set that I have is all yours.
Oh God.
So we've probably been going long in the tooth here.
Yeah, we are, but
I don't know if we've given anybody any information that they can use. Life experiences are really strange. Although we met each other a long time ago, our paths past life, our lives have diverged. And we found out when they came back together that we still did similar things, except for he's a musician and I'm a drummer.
Oh gosh, here we
And
go. Here we go.
no, that's for the church people. That ain't for you. I do play piano and I play horns and I play bass guitar and I play guitar. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just telling you what happens when I go to churches and they call me a drummer. We got a musician and a drummer. And I go, really? Again? After all these years, y'all still don't know, and it just gets irritating. But anyway,
you drummers get no love. I gotta admit that.
Yeah. I haven't played my drums in a long time now, since COVID. So it used to be such a part of me. I've been playing piano more than drums.
Okay.
Just sitting in the house, playing in my garden, it's kind of different. But I just wanted to say that last little bit, I hope that something in our experiences have helped you prepare for your future, or have helped you repair your past, or lead you in a direction where even if you pay for education, which I refuse to do anymore, because it's all free. Somewhere it's free.
Yeah.
And, even if you pay for it, use it. Don't just get it and then don't use it.
Thank you for joining us today for our conversation on financial language part 2. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fueling Future Generations, and reach out to us directly by going to fuelingfuturegenerations2020@gmail.com. Have a great day.